You know sleep is important. Unfortunately, it doesn't come easy to you because your night valet is tardy. Since you're a go-getter, you don't let the failings of your personal night valet interfere with getting a good night's sleep. You outsource his services to a stand-in night valet by popping a melatonin supplement a few hours before bed. It works like a charm. You can enjoy your evenings, and when you're ready, with minimum fuss and bother, hop into bed and be asleep a minute or two after your head hits the pillow. Okay, okay. Who are we kidding? This is not what you do most nights. This is what you do. The point is, a melatonin supplement can help you survive, empowering you to get the sleep you need. But the sleep it brings can come at a price. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we look at the risk of regularly using a melatonin supplement to send yourself to dreamland and what you can do to mitigate that risk. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, the melatonin risk comes if you're carrying one particular variant of the melatonin 2 receptor. People who carry the super duper version of this receptor and people who have a dud version both have much higher odds of developing type 2 diabetes. But it's the super duper version that requires caution when using melatonin as a sleep aid. And since it's a pretty common variant, the odds that you have it is quite high. So, what does it do? Well, the gene makes melatonin 2 receptors, which are expressed on the surface of beta cells. If you've got none, you're in trouble. But if you've got lots, you're also in trouble because your beta cells are very sensitive to melatonin. Circulating melatonin signals to beta cells that it is time to knock off. This is something that hardworking beta cells really appreciate. When he's around, they know it's okay to kick back and relax. The human they're serving in is in sleep mode. There's not going to be any need to spring into action and pump out insulin because the kitchen is closed for the day. In fact, this is the time when all those groceries that they have helped to squirrel away will be unpacked and used. Insulin levels will be kept super low until melatonin leaves. Well, this is what's supposed to happen. Dinner is served and enjoyed. And when you're done, the plates are cleared as you retire for the evening. When you pop a melatonin pill a couple of hours before bed, the night shift boss arrives in the midst of the dinner run. OMG. Chaos, confusion, crisis. The poor beta cells don't know if they are coming or going, and your ability to put away the current batch of groceries is compromised. Glycemic control wavers. Let me show you with real data. Here is what happens when healthy women take 5 milligrams of melatonin just before doing an oral glucose tolerance test in the morning. And here is what happens when the melatonin is taken in the evening. The glucose levels are significantly higher. Now, the reason the impact is bigger in the evening is because the body's ability to handle sugar is already lower later in the day. And remember, this is in healthy ladies. If you're metabolically challenged, the picture is going to be worse. And when glucose levels are constantly bumped out of range, the system becomes vulnerable to catastrophic failure. And when your beta cells fail, you end up with a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. By taking a melatonin as a sleep aid, what you gain on the swings, well, you could lose on the roundabout. Because if you're using exogenous melatonin, it's really easy to make a mess of it, both at dinner time as well as at breakfast time, thanks to how melatonin behaves in the body. Let's say you take a dose of 5 milligrams of fast release formula around 7 p.m. in the evening. Based on the pharmacokinetics of melatonin, the melatonin levels would peak in your system around 30 to 45 minutes later. And at this point, the melatonin would begin the task of getting you ready for bed. But that peak would be around 10 times higher than what you would reach naturally. Plus, if you're having a late supper, the levels would be at their highest just as you were sitting down to your evening meal, because you plopped 10 times more than normal into the system. Even when you wake up after your fabulous night of sleep, there could still be melatonin in your system, enough to cause consternation and confusion in the beta cells if you opt for an early breakfast, especially if you're melatonin sensitive. So, the take home message: melatonin and eating should never happen simultaneously. The principle applies whether you are using melatonin as a sleep aid or not. But when you're relying on endogenous melatonin to send you off to dreamland, your activities before bed tend to keep melatonin hiding in the cupboard. So he's a whole lot less likely to crash your dinner party. This obviously doesn't happen when taking melatonin supplement as a sleep aid, because you're manipulating the system. Now, there's lots of good science to suggest that melatonin is healthful, so it's probably okay to do it, but you do need to be cognizant of the biology. When it comes to melatonin, timing is everything. Based on the biology, the optimum time to take exogenous melatonin would be at least 2 hours after the last meal to allow partial recovery of normal plasma glucose values before melatonin arrives. And if you're already struggling to get glucose packed away, something that is common when you are metabolically compromised, that 2-hour window may need to be extended if you want to create better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry, or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Sign up for a one-on-one health conversation, browse our library, or enroll in one of our free e-courses. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who regularly uses melatonin as a sleep aid? Share this video with them so that they know how to supplement wisely. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.